Welcome to tonight's live. Welcome in, welcome in. If you are catching a live or watching a replay, you are right on time. Thank you. I'm super grateful for you being here. Tonight's Bible verse is a very important verse because it's one that we tend to miss a lot. It's one that we tend to miss a lot because we're distracted. We're distracted. We are distracted by everything that's going on around us, and we're not paying attention to what we should be paying attention to. So tonight we're going to read this verse, and we're going to slow it down. We're going to slow it down from how it was taught to us back during those fear-based times. It may still be being taught this way, but tonight we're going to look at it a different perspective. So, as usual, I'm not here to get you to change your beliefs. I'm not here to argue with your theology, with your faith. I'm simply here to open your mind to new perspectives. So take what resonates and leave the rest in love. Tonight's verse is 1 Corinthians 11 and 31. You will see me looking at my notes so that I make sure I'm staying on point and I'm not saying anything that I shouldn't be saying. That's it and that's all. But I am grateful for you all for being here throughout the weeks that we have been on so far. This is our day 16. We have 15 days left. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, kidding. I'm going to find something to do. We're going live every day at 7 p.m. It's exciting. I've got to meet so many different people here and enjoy it. I've actually been able to speak with some of you off camera, some of you off the live. And it's been amazing conversations. I am grateful to have you all. I am grateful for the oneness. That much I can tell you. I'm absolutely grateful for the oneness. Okay? It makes me feel stronger in numbers, if that makes sense. Welcome, welcome, welcome you all. And tonight we're going to jump right into it. We're not even going to take all night. I'm going to get to the point. And if you miss anything, you could always watch it on the replay. Tonight's verse is 1 Corinthians 11 and 31. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. And let me tell you right now, that judgment was never about punishment. Hi, Francine. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So tonight we are reading 1 Corinthians 11 and 31. And for if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. We should not be judged. And this verse right here isn't about punishment. Hey, Valentina, how are you? Thank you all for being here. We are decoding the Bible verses, taking them a little bit slower than what we were taught, and just looking at them from a different perspective. So, as I usually say, take what resonates and leave the rest in love. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. This verse is here basically saying, it's about self-awareness. It's about self-awareness and preventing unnecessary correction. This right here I could relate to heavy. Hi, I'm glad you're here. Welcome, 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 welcome everyone. Non-existence. Okay, I like it. Non-existent. Welcome. I'm glad you are here. We're basically slowing down the Bible verse. Hi, Christine. That's okay. No problem. I will definitely upload it and it will be here when it's always here. So tonight, this one's going to be a lot. I've lived this verse. I've lived this verse. Everything about me has been this verse. I have judged myself and stayed in relationships for far too long, settling. Thank you. I appreciate you. I've stayed in this relationship for far too long. Far too long. And I had to get out of it. It had to get away from me. Before something drastic happened. Okay, so basically this verse is telling you, stop sticking around in situations that don't serve you. Stop staying around in places that don't serve you. I don't care if it's work. I don't care if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the situation is, because you want to move from it before something severe happens. And most of the time, we sit and we wait. Thank you. We sit and we wait in a relationship or a job until something severe happens for us to wake up and see that your time at that place or your time with that person, the season is over. It's time to let go and let God. But most of the times we ignore it because we're comfortable there. We think it's serving us, even when it don't feel good inside. The thing is, we'll stick around and we'll stay even when it don't feel good. Trust me, I know. I did it for years. I've done it for years. I've stayed in a relationship where I knew it wasn't serving me, but I was committed to the relationship and I was committed to the person, but I wasn't happy. I was upset. I was always upset and I just wasn't happy. And I felt happy. I felt like I was losing me in the relationship. And I was. I forgot who I was. I forgot what I was capable of. And I forgot what power I possessed because I had given it all away to someone else. And that happens daily. It happens in our jobs. It happens in all type of relationships. It happens in parents, and it happens. And this verse is telling you to prevent this. Wake up to your self-awareness. Stop ignoring it. Follow the signs. When you hear it, when you see them, when you feel it, stop ignoring them and stop sticking around till something bad has to happen. I will not kid you no lie. I had a premonition. I was being told I was supposed to been leave this particular situation that I was in, but I didn't. I kept sticking around and I kept staying because I was committed and I was in love. Whatever. I was. So I stuck around and something said, something's going to have to give in order for me to show you that it's time for you to obey what your body is telling you. Obey what your inner being is telling you. Obey what your higher version of you is saying. Shakol, it's time. It's time. I need you to love you enough to stop accepting what doesn't serve you. It happened to me in my job. It happened to me in my old job. It's like, okay, I was completely miserable. I stayed in this job for some odd years. I loved it there. I made the money. I loved the people. I can tell you that for a fact. I absolutely loved the people. But the job itself, I was well over it. I was over it, but yet and still, I stayed in it because I was comfortable. It paid the bills and it gave me extra money. And I was able to live a little bit, not, luxurious, but I was able to live. I wasn't struggling. Or was I? Was I not living from paycheck to paycheck and still a little stressed out and overwhelmed? But I stayed because I was comfortable. At the end of the day, I was comfortable. And I knew inside of me, something was saying, Shakol, it's time to go. It's time to go. So instead of something bad happening for that, I did something good. I moved to another state. And that state opened my eyes to so much more that was available out there in the world for me. That state started to lead me to more of my awakening. How about that? This state right now has completely opened my eyes to awareness. The state that I'm in right now, Dallas, Texas, has completely opened my eyes. But Georgia was the gateway. Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Conyers, Georgia, was the gateway to my awakening. It was. And had I not paid attention, had I not listened, something severe would have had to happen in New Jersey in order for me to know that it was time to make a change. But I listened. I took heed and I listened. When you guys are hearing this, when you guys are feeling this, when your gut is telling you this, take heed. Be obedient, okay? Be obedient, because if you don't, sometimes these crazy things have to happen to us for us to wake up and smell the roses, okay? And I don't want that for us. I don't want that for us. I don't need something extreme to happen to you. And it's not my choice. It's not my choice. It's absolutely your choice. But I'm here just to spread the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to tell you, look, if it doesn't feel good, I don't care who it is, what it is, or where it is. If it doesn't feel good and you're just accepting it because it's comfortable, you're just accepting it because it's familiar, but because when you know, you know. When you know, you cannot know it. It don't feel good. Please meditate, journal, and do what you got to do and begin to plan to exit that situation so that something drastic doesn't happen to get you out of that situation. Because the longer you stay in it and you're being showed, you're given the signs, you're given the reasons to exit it, and you stay, something is going to have to give. And this right here don't have to happen. I would love for your realignment to show up. Your realignment to show up before some discomfort has to happen, because unfortunately it's inevitable. It's part of the laws. Okay, the spiritual laws. I'm not talking about the law of the land. I'm talking about spiritual law. Cause and effect. The Hermetic principle. Cause and effect. I believe it's number 6. Cause and effects. Cause you didn't listen. Cause you didn't listen to that intuition. Cause you didn't pay attention to it. Cause you didn't give it the power that it needed. An effect has to take place. Something is going to give. Whether you like it or like it not. It's going to give. What are y'all takes on that? What do you think? Have you stayed in a situation long enough until something bad had to happen? Have you? Because I know I did. Have you? Well, nothing bad had to happen. Nothing bad had to happen. Maybe. I take that back. Something bad did happen the first time around. But of course, what did I do? I ignored it. I ignored it. And never forget this. You are where you're supposed to be. Whatever path you chose, it was never a mistake. It was never a mistake. Okay? It's not a mistake. It's just a redirection. Nothing more than a redirection. That's it. And this verse has been taught to us to judge ourselves and condemn ourselves, but that's not what this verse was about at all. It was about self-awareness, waking up and paying attention to what your inner being is telling you, what your inner being is showing you. It's time to stop ignoring the signs. Stop ignoring the signs again until something crazy has to happen. Stop ignoring them. Pay attention. Obey them. It's you telling it to you. Trust me. Whether you like it or like it not, yes, you are a co-creator, so it's not you alone. It's never you alone because we are all one. You are never alone. Never alone. Nothing that you do ever are you ever alone. Nothing that you go through, nothing that you're dealing with, you are never alone. But if you continue to ignore the signs that you are being shown, it is inevitable for that discomfort to keep showing up, for you to stay miserable in the situation or the job, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that's taking place. If you don't pay attention to the signs, you don't follow your intuition, there's only a few things. I mean, of course, your spirit is going to lay on you. It's going to keep weighing on you. It's going to keep weighing on you. Trust me, I know. I've lived it. To the point where it's like, okay, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. You want me to make this decision. You want me to do this. Show me how. Show me how. Because a lot of the times, and I understand this, a lot of people don't know how they can leave that job that they're unhappy in. A lot of people don't know how they can move away from that situation that they're in with that person. A lot of people don't know the how-to part. And trust me, I know, because I was there. But I knew that if I didn't figure out the how part, something worse was going to happen. So what did I do? I meditated. I went. I prayed. I stayed alone. I was quiet. And then I began to write it. Oh, yes. I began to write it down on how I wanted it to happen. And I wrote it down as if it happened already. I wrote it down as if peace had already showed up. I wrote it down as if happiness had already showed up. I didn't write it down asking and begging and praying for it. No, I wrote it down as if it happened already. And I embodied it. And guess what? It had to show up. It manifested itself into my life. So that's the how-to. If you're serious and you want to make the changes before something drastic has to happen, let it happen first. Write it. Pray that it's, when you pray like it's done already. Pray like it's done already. Journal like it's done already. And sit still and be quiet. And the signs, the answers that you are looking for, they're already within you. And they're going to show up. They're going to show up. I am grateful that the situation that I was in, we was able to leave peacefully. We were able to exit the situation peacefully. And I'm not going to tell you you're not going to have human emotions. I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to be, you're not going to have no emotions around it. You will, but it's going to be way more clearer, and it's going to be way more effortless, and it's not going to have that much of an impact as it would have before self-awareness took place. Okay? I guarantee you this. Lock in. Embody it. When I say lock in, I mean embody it. Okay? And it will show up. And it will assist you effortlessly. Effortlessly. Now, I'm not going to tell you the human version of yourself is going to be okay with it at first. No, because you may not be. But that's when you start to pray for, if you're in that situation, you start to meditate on clarity unfolding. Because now you want that clarity to subside within. So that way it can show outwards, externally. And you can embody that. And you'll start to feel better. Over time, you will. You will. I can guarantee it. In my situation, it was a little bit different. I had a lot more time in it. I had a lot more time in it for a lot more beatdown. I say it like that. I took a lot more discomfort than I should have. I won't say I'm bitter behind it. I won't, because I'm not. I still love hard and I love deep. I'm an empath. That's just it. And will I give that up? Never. Have I tried to back in the days when I was younger? When I was younger, absolutely. Did it work? No, it didn't. Because God is love and I am love. So that's not something you can just give up. It's not. But what you can give up, you can give up judging yourself. You can give up condemning yourself and embrace your self-awareness and align with it and lock in, embody it. Whenever you hear me say lock in, I'm literally telling you to embody it. That's it. That's it. That's the only way around it. That is the only way around it. And I know I can keep going and just keep talking and just keep yapping because I can. When I come on here, my goal is to shift something. To have your spirit or your soul shift just so you can kind of get a different perspective. Again, I'm not getting you to change your mind. I'm just wanting to even if you don't take much with it, because you trust me, you are. I used to get told things 24/7 and I just didn't believe them. Little do I know my body, my spirit and my body, my subconscious mind was absorbing everything I was told, whether you like it or not. I was absorbing it and eventually it started to show up. It started to become aware. It became conscious, literally, that I started doing things more intentionally based off of what I was feeling and what was coming back up inside of me. You can't ignore it. Trust me, it's not something that you can ignore. You can ignore it, if that makes sense. You can't ignore it, you can't unknow it, but you can ignore it. You can push it to the side and hope, which this right here ain't gonna happen, that it doesn't show back up, because it will. It's part of who you are. It is who you are. And remembering is the key. Remembering is what we are here for. That's it, and that's all. Remembering who you are, what power you possess, and to live a life and experience that you can learn from, that you can evolve from. And I wouldn't even say evolve. My favorite word is just remember. Remember, 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 remember. And Saturday, that's what we talk about, remembering Saturdays. Of course, we have different topics that we discuss throughout the week. So I'm going to always stay live on Saturdays. But this month will be coming to an end in 15 days. But I cannot lie to you. I enjoyed coming on here decoding Bible verses. And we still got time. We still got time. I enjoy all who joined. I'm grateful for it, because the more people listen, the more the message gets out. Even if you just come sit and listen, or if you passing through and you might have heard one or two words, those words are going to stick. They have no choice but to stick. It's done already. It's absolutely done already. So if you all don't have any questions, I was told to stick around until at least 30 minutes in. But you know what? I don't want to keep going and just blabbing. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to tie up the summary for this verse, okay? This verse was about self-awareness, spiritual alignment, consciousness. And all we did was just slow the verse down and decode it in a metaphysical way so that you can see that the verse was more internal than it was external. And 1 Corinthians 11:31 isn't about judgment. It is not about judgment. It's about awareness. And when we pause and observe and realign within, life doesn't need to correct us externally. It doesn't. And don't wait around for it to correct you externally. This verse is revealing to you how consciousness softens consequences and keep us in flow. Okay? So consequences are inevitable. So it's either you pay attention to what you're being told, you take heed to what you're being told, you be obedient to what you're being told, or the consequences you are going to reap or may not be the ones that you are looking for, may not be the ones that you deserve. Let me change that. I don't like to use that word there. May not be the ones that you would want to live through. But it's inevitable. Cause and effect. Consequences are something that we don't just tuck under the rug because it's not something, it's a spiritual law. Those are not laws that you could just, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're not up for debate. They're not up for polling or whatever you want to call it. They're not up for that. They're not up for it. The only choice you was given the choices on how you live your life and how you choose to show up for yourself and listen to yourself and be obedient to yourself and stop always having to be told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. It's time to let that go. It's time to let that go. It's time to just listening and absorbing everything you're being told or everything you were being taught. It's time to question it now. There ain't no excuse for it no more. You are of age internally, and I'm not talking about the physical numbers. You're there. Pay attention. Wake up. The time is now. 2026 is the year of awakening. Don't get left behind. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to do my best. But the choice is still on you. It's still on you. I can't change it for you. I can simply come here to spread the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and hope. And I won't even say hope, but just push for a shift. Even if it's just a small shift. Even if it's just a small shift. Because that little shift, that little awareness, oh, baby, it's going to turn into something big. It has to. That's just it. I appreciate you all for being here. I am grateful for you all being here. And I will see you for the rest of this month at 7 p.m. live, decoding the Bible verse. On Saturdays is the only days we discuss what the week's videos were about. And this week we are talking about how spiritual awareness, how spiritual alignment, how consciousness can be a bit uncomfortable when you first step into it. Because you're still living in a role where habits and routines run what you're doing, but you're uncomfortable now and it doesn't work for you the same way it used to because now you've become aware. Now that shift has taken a part of you and nobody prepares you for this. Nobody can prepare you for it because at the end of the day, they don't want to prepare you for it. That's one. And for two, they don't know sometimes how to prepare you for it. And the things that they prefer teaching you doesn't serve you. So watch the videos from this week. If you're in that position, if you're in that space, these videos are for you this week. Trust me, I was there and I did it by myself. I did have a little bit of help from other friends, but I moved away. However, I was there, and a lot of this journey, some of this journey, you have to do alone. And let me say this. You may feel like you're alone, but you're never alone. Think of it this way. If the kingdom of God is within you, guess what? You're never alone. If we are all one, then guess what? You are never alone. Anyway, I am grateful for you being here. I love you all. Have a great evening. I'm sending joy, love, and peace your way. And I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. decoding another Bible verse, just taking it slowly. I love you all. Later.